record now, and I'm going to get out my notes. And like I was saying before, when I get out notes and I read off of notes, that means I typically am very, very serious about the content that I'm going to be covering. And this is like business changing information. And I will tell you all a little preface before we start. I had for the last few months, I've been really struggling figuring out what we need to do to get to the next level. I've been struggling figuring out, excuse me, how to get our people to the next level, and how people are, doing lower volume and people aren't building organizations. And I think that's the one key, because everybody on the call right now knows how to do volume themselves. They know how to get clients. They know how to do that. But the problem has come with most people is getting other people underneath you to be productive. Because looking at my organization, I'm a very analytical person. And looking at my organization, what I saw was a very, very strong front line that does high volume, and then a second line who had twice as many supervisors in it, but half of the volume from the front line. So what that means is I take with full responsibility as teaching my front line how to front line correctly. That's where the disconnect became. And talking to, even Holly last night, she said, talking to Garen and reminiscing about maybe 2 years ago when the first big wave started. I don't know if some of you don't know, but there was a huge wave about when I first started in the business was the end of the wave. I caught the end of it. But that's when people were moving up the marketing plan. Like literally every 6 months, there was somebody changing pins, tab team level. So like when I came into the business 2 years ago, Super Mario went from get team to middle team to prez within a year. I went from member to get team in 11 months. And people were really popping very, very fast. And we really couldn't figure out what it was. But what has seemed to make the most sense is they all were working together. And when I say they were working together, we had like a Team Urban Heroes plan. We had one vision. We had one purpose. I guess we were all working together. We weren't doing all these individualized things. And we just had a active world teaming up training last week, and the purpose behind it was to get everybody ready for the new wave. So my purpose for you all today is to get everybody on the same page. Now, what I mean by that is I want us to have one way to do the business. And the problem is, or I guess not the problem, but the reason behind it is, like I said, everybody on the call can get clients. But can our clients bring us clients? And can our members bring us clients? And can our members build a client base? That's been the problem. If you look at your organization, you probably don't have anybody in your organization who does consistently the same amount of volume or increases. The reason being, we don't have a system. Everybody is just kind of having their own plans. Everybody's kind of doing their own thing. And guess what happens when everybody does their own thing? Nobody grows together. Everybody's growing in little pockets of business. And some people struggle. And I realized why I was successful was because I was doing the same thing as Kyra was doing, that Marcus All Day was doing, that Edwin was doing. We were all doing the same thing. We all had the Urban Heroes plan, the nutrition plans, the meal plans, and all of this stuff. And all of the language was the same. So whenever I got a client, they heard the same thing across the board. And when they became a member, they did the same thing. So what happened was we started to do our own thing. And what I want to do right now is go over what we're going to do. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is our consumer groups. And before we didn't have ways of tracking our business, but now we kind of have a way to track our business, right? So the very, very first thing, if you're taking notes that you want to write anything down, was if you want to grow your business, you have to grow your consumer group. So the consumer group in Mark Addy and Joe Addy, they're very good at actually like studying people's organizations. They don't really do like the distributor side of the business as much anymore. They are busy, they are, if you guys know anything about Mark and Joe Addy, they're one President's Team member away from Chairman's Club. So that means that they personally sponsored in four separate lines of President's Team members. So they pretty much at this point know exactly what they're talking about. So when we actually drew out a little chart, and in the first column of the chart, it's a consumer group of 5 to 15, and it tells you what your average volume is. So if you look at your consumer group month to month, and you're looking at on average how many people you have, if you're doing a consumer group of 5 to 15, your personal volume is going to be anywhere between 500 to 1,500 volume points, which is not hitting active supervisor. So if you're consistently doing 5 to 15 people, you have to know, like Mark Eddy just said, you just got to get to work. That's all it is. And he said that, and I was like, you know what, you're right. If you got 5 to 15 people, you just got to get to work. And a consumer group of 20 is what's going to get you 2,500 volume points. Everybody on the call, I believe, is a supervisor. So what you need to understand is 2,500 volume points is a minimum, but we don't have minimum mindsets. So 2,500 volume points needs to be a thing that is a no problem every single month. You know, and like I always give the example, like I've, had a lot of ups and downs and things like that, but I've never, ever, ever once not did 2,500 volume points. Why? Because that doesn't make sense. Herbalife says they're going to pay me 5% based on the business that I do if I do 2,500 volume points, and we have hella people. I mean, in Urban Heroes, you have, a couple hundred people that do 2,500 volume points every month, so it's not impossible. All it is, daily actions. All it is daily work and the daily method. If you want to start doing 5,000 plus volume points a month, you have to grow your consumer group to a consumer group of 40. So if that's your focus to do 5K, you have to be trying to get around, you have to do your consumer group of 40. And back to the 2,500 volume points, if you're doing 25, like you end the month at like 2510 or like 25.2 or 2506 or something like that, that's what we call shaky volume, because we should never have to like wait till like the last few days to push over. But that's, what Mark Eddy calls shaky volume. So we have consumer group of 20, consumer group of 40. And for those who are trying to go for like vacation promotions, now this is what we need to talk about. Vacations and stuff. Like I don't know who all has theirs, and I don't know if you guys can see this, but I have my Bahamas chart, and I printed it out, and I filled out the people who have already hit active supervisor this year, and I'm going to color in my volume at the end of every month just to see where I'm at as far as going to the Bahamas, because I'm very serious about going. And to get to the Bahamas, as far as personal volume goes, you need to be around the consumer group of 40 to the consumer group of 60. A consumer group of 60 is going to say that you have that you're going to be doing 7,500 plus volume points a month, and that you have several clusters. You know what the clusters are. You have a member or a client who's bringing you a lot of people. You have several clusters. You have depth, and you have consistent supervisors every month. Now, the reason we want to have those high of a consumer groups is because who all has experienced you have a month of high volume, then that person who does the high volume all of a sudden goes to supervisor, and your volume is like maybe like 30 or 40% of what it was the month before. It's happened, and the reason it happens because planning ahead. You have to always play the planning ahead game. And I'll tell you personally, what I do is I'm always thinking at least 2 months ahead in the business. Why? Because I know, let's say, for instance, last month, I knew that Mariah and I knew that DeAndre were going to hit supervisor. So what I had to do, I had to go get new members to make up for the volume that they were doing. And if they're hitting supervisor, then obviously they're doing a lot of volume. So that's a lot of volume I'm not going to have as personal volume anymore. So what do I have to do? If you're riding on 1 or 2 people, you have to realize they're going to be gone because they're trying to get to the supervisor. They're trying to get to the 50%. So you have to always continuously play this game of, I got to be ahead. I got to get ahead. I got to make sure that, whenever I do lose this person, I'm going to seamlessly go right into still doing my 2,500 volume points. We never want 2,500 volume points to be a struggle. Now, a consumer group of 20, it gets more exciting when you sponsor more people. So as far as promotions go, for us personally, and for pretty much probably across the board as far as Addy Org goes, promotions are going to be based on a consumer group of 20. And if you guys are tired of hearing about the consumer group of 20, trust me, it's not going nowhere. They just added a section in at Extravaganza to that's going to train on the consumer group of 20, and I believe Laura Holloway is going to be teaching that section, I believe, as of now. So the consumer group of 20 ain't going anywhere. It's actually going to be the way that we're trying to teach the business, and if people grasp it, it might even be part of promotions now, having a consumer group of 20. So because they want to understand, as a supervisor, you have to have a 2,500 or bust mindset. And for me personally, 5K or nothing. Like I told Rhonda, I was like, I don't even know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to get 5,000 volume points every month. And this month was hard for me being in Hawaii for 6 days without any service, any Wi-Fi, shaky Wi-Fi. It was really hard for me. And I actually got back from Hawaii on, last Monday, and I had like 600 volume points. And I was like, oh, you know what? Halfway through the month, I don't know what I'm going to do, but you know what? I was telling myself every day, I'm going to do 5,000, I'm going to do 5,000, I'm going to do 5,000. And literally putting myself in that vortex, the volume went from 600 to, 2,500 volume points in a matter of 2 days. So all it is work. It's work for anybody if you want to do it, but you have to tell yourself, hey, no matter what's going on in life, that you're going to be able to, every single day you're going to be able to achieve what you're going to do. Now, tactics to build a consumer group of 20 and grow your consumer group of 20 is the next thing that we're going to talk about. And this where playing as a team is going to come into place. I know for instance, we just kind of created these new plans that some of us use and some of us don't use. What I will ask right now, it's not for everybody. And I say that because not everybody is going to adapt or adopt new concepts. They're not going to adapt to new. But what I will say is the more people we get on board with one conversation, the more people we get on board with one or two consistent plans, and the more people we get on board with speaking the same language and doing everything the same way, we all continue to grow better. And one thing that I noticed is 3-day trials. And that's what we're going to talk about, and that's the focus of today's kind of conversation. It only made sense to me. And I will tell you, up until maybe 2 weeks ago, I had the same box of 3-day trials that I bought when they first came out last year. Like, I really wasn't big on 3-day trials because I could get off a 185 plan, no problem. And and that for me, that was cool. Let me go ahead and log off this thing real quick. But for me, doing high volume off of like a 185 plan was cool. And I'm like, I'm not going to go back to what they were at the time. They were saying like a $15 trial or something like that. They were like, I'm not going to do that because that's taking money out of my pocket and whatever. And I wasn't really in and sold on 3-day trials. And I really wasn't sold on the consumer group because I really didn't understand this. I was doing my own thing. That was me. That's what I was doing. Cool. But what it led to was me not growing people. The growth was not there with people. And what we want to focus on is $20 3-day trials, no matter what, to start off. And and the reason I say this is, and the reason we say it is because we need to start using 3-day trials as a lead-in instead of just trying to go straight for the throat on a 350 package. Reason being, you gain the trust of your people because you're not trying to hit them over the head for $200 or $350 or whatever it is. You're not trying to burn them out from the beginning. And it eliminates and alleviates you working with people who aren't good clients in the first place because you're only losing out on $20. And you don't feel that bad getting a client, who's not. You can find out. It's like a test drive. You can't even do this for 3 days. It's a waste of time for you, and it becomes a headache for you getting a client who can't even follow up on a 3-day trial plan. So for me, I've had people come to me left and right. Boo, 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 boo. I want to get on a plan. Cool, we're going to start a 3-day trial first because I want to make sure that you're serious about everything. Right? It made sense to me when he said that. But I think the biggest part of this is, and what I need everybody to understand this next part, we all can get people on big plans. But guess what your client is trying to do when you're trying to get referrals? They're trying to get their friends on a big plan. And they can't sell a 185 plan. I had a client who told me, listen, I'm trying to do my 2 referrals to become a part of the ambassador plan, but people are telling me it's too expensive. But guess what's not expensive? A $20 3-day trial. So if you get your people on a 3-day trial, now you have them trying to refer 3-day trials to their people versus trying to get them to do a $200 plan. For me, that's when duplication comes in. Because what I did was, I had a guy, I want to get on the plan. I've been seeing it. You know, how much is it? I really want to do the full plan. I'm ready to get my plan right now. Cool. Well, I want you to do this 3-day trial first. So I want to make sure that, you know, it's something that, you know, you like first off. And I want to make sure that you're going to be a good client and we're going to have good follow-up. He says, oh, cool. How much is it? $20. Oh, really? Well, I think my wife might and my sister might actually be interested in trying it out too. Instantly, they all 3 bought 3-day trials, and they're going to love their 3-day trials, and they're all going to get on plans because they're in their mind, they're not thinking I got to pay $185 or $200 for a plan just to see if I like it. What does that create for me? That creates automatic referrals. So he got 2 referrals. And that creates an ambassador. So I can sign him up now for once those people sign up for their nutrition plans. Now I can sign him up as an ambassador. Guess what I now have? I have a member who has 2 clients. How easy was that off of $20? Versus me telling my people, hey, if you get somebody sign up on a nutrition plan, then, you know, we can talk about you being an ambassador. That's the hard part. How many clients you got that can go out and sell a 195 plan as a client? Not very many. It becomes hard. And guess what happens to them? They become discouraged. They're like, I can't get any clients. Well, because you're trying to sell them a $200 plan and you're not really around to hear the lingo, and you're not really around to get the proper training. So it's hard for them to do that. So we're focusing on duplication. But guess what we, as an organization, we get to do? We get to all adopt this method. Guess what happens when you bring somebody in? They only know one way to do the business. Instead of all these millions of ways that we're trying to bring people in, it's easy to have somebody come into the business and say, hey, you do a 3-day trial plan. Once they be ready for their package, we have this, what they got out here is a 175 plan. We come up with one plan that we get people on for the first time. One. That way we don't have 50,000 plans. You know, we got some people want to try a bikini in a bottle. We got some people want to try a drink and shrink. We got some people want to try other stuff. We're like, no, you can try all that. Your next order, you can do all that whenever you want to reorder. We can talk about all that. But we're going to get you on this one plan. Guess what the duplication now becomes? That. You bring in your people, they only know to do business one way. And how easy is it for you to teach people to get off $20 3-day trials? That's easy. People carrying around $20 in their pocket all day. So with that, though, we have to focus on bettering our follow-up. 3 days, 3-day trials requires 3 days of very strong follow-up. So I guess I really want to talk about the reason we want to do 3-day trials is kind of what I just talked about. That person that I talked about, people are more apt to do this stuff in groups. I've literally reached out to all of my current clients and I've asked them if they, or even the newer clients, and asked them if they knew people that were interested in getting on the plan, because I was starting 3-day trial challenges and it's only $20 to join. I know some people are skeptical about it. You don't really lose out much by having to invest $20. But guess what the turnover rate has been? You know, I heard Layla Jalul got on the call and she said, you know, she is almost batting 50% with 3-day trials. So if you get out 10 3-day trials a week, that's 5 brand new clients that you're going to have at the end of the month. Guess how many people you need to help grow your consumer group? You really only need 5, because then they start to bring in referrals. So then the business becomes easy. How many people are finding it hard now to get off a full plan? It's getting kind of rough, and you don't want to know why? Because Herbalife isn't brand new. It isn't like, people are just discovering it. It was easy a year and a half ago to get off the plan because people really didn't know about it. But now you got people who give Herbalife, a bad name, or people who give Herbalife not their correct dues. People don't really know about the business very much. It's a little bit more work to get people on plans. Guess what makes it easy? A 3-day trial. Oh, it's only $20. Cool. Yeah, I got that in my pocket right now. Here, boop, run it. Oh, this stuff actually makes me feel good. And I remember somebody in the group, like a few months ago, Rachel, who said she had somebody on a 3-day trial plan, and like after day 4 or 5, when they were trying to wait to get their plan, they're like, oh, no, I need it right now because I don't even feel right not having, I'm used to feeling a certain way on this 3-day trial plan. I felt great for 3 days. 4th day, I didn't have it. I need, my full plan right now because people will notice. So it's really easy to ask for $20 when you're doing group challenges. And I challenge everybody to, whenever they're getting a new client, and you tell them, no matter what, we're starting you on a 3-day trial. This is what your plan is going to look like after, but we're going to start you on a 3-day trial. Is there anybody that you know that you wants to keep you accountable while you're doing this? Because it's only $20. We can get a group going. I can monitor your group. I could, put together a challenge, a 3-day trial challenge for you and, maybe, your girlfriend or your wife or your husband or your cousin or whatever. You guys can all get together in a group and we can just have a 3-day trial challenge together. Imagine how effective that is, getting 4 or 5 clients at one time versus nickel and diming for one client. That makes the business so much more effective, and it's a numbers game. We want to be getting the product in as many people's mouths as possible. Let me go back over these notes. Oh, one huge thing that I actually would help me get so many people started on plans after I started doing 3-day trials last week was $5 for a referral. And what I mean by that is the person that initially is getting on their 3-day trial plan, I tell them, for every person that you refer to me that starts a 3-day trial, I'll take $5 off of your nutrition plan when you order your full plan. Now, you're not really losing out money because these 3-day trials are worth $12. So all you're really doing is, on the back end, you're just cutting off your commission from the 3-day trial. But if that person happens to bring you 4 or 5 people and you take $20 off their plan, is that really hurting you? Not really, because they brought you 4 people. So what it is, it's an incentive. People love incentives. Oh, I can get my plan for cheaper if I just bring you some people and start a $20 3-day trial. Cool. I have people that are already doing it. So let me see real quick. Okay, I'll go over this, which is Fit Club retention tool. So I know a lot of us really rely, or I'm not going to say a lot of us, but some of us are heavily on Fit Clubs, and we think about Fit Clubs. And it was a good thing. What Mark Addy said was Fit Clubs is what revolutionized Herbalife, and especially the healthy, active lifestyle. And everybody kind of thinks that they need the Fit Club. But what we want to look at Fit Club now is not the main invitation tool. We want to have people around who are around because they want to get on the nutrition. And the Fit Club is actually a tool that you use, to keep them. We don't want to ever lead with, hey, come to my workout. We want to say, hey, come down and get a wellness evaluation. You want to know why? Because they said a very key thing. A Fit Club is time dependent and location dependent. So guess how many people you lose because they can't come down to a Fit Club or they can't come to an event. Now you're cutting yourself short of people. So our mind needs to always, this is how our conversation needs to go. And I've taken myself and I've taken this on personally. I've got way more context just talking about a 3-day trial plan. I had a massage last week, and I had my button on and I had my shake with me, and they were like, oh, that Herbalife stuff, blah, blah, blah. And then I just started talking. I just started saying, Yeah, yes, it really works because, you know, they're always asking. They always ask you, does Herbalife really work? Yeah, it really works. It's awesome. We have, you know, amazing things in the community. We have a fit club downtown. We have all these stuff, you know, yada, yada, yada. I'm just talking about it. I say, but the craziest thing is we actually have 3-day trials for people who are interested in, you know, seeing if they like the product or not. You know, if that's something that you would be interested in, how easy of a conversation is that when somebody just asks you about Herbalife versus having to invite them down and rely on them to come to a fit club? You're like, oh, it's 7 o'clock now. I work nights. I can't ever make it to your fit camp ever in life because I work at nighttime. Now you've lost that person forever. It's easy to say, yeah, we got a 3-day trial. You know, you're interested. I'm literally seeing when I was at the hotel in Kona. This lady was just like running around. Like, this is like my 8th 3-day trial package that I gave out. We went out to eat, and I told, like I told people last time, Celeste, boop, boop, 5 minutes talking to the girl that in the front of the door asked about Herbalife, got her on a 3-day trial because she had $20 in her pocket. She'll be a full retail client. The table right next to us at the restaurant, they had mentioned Herbalife, and somebody got up and just told their story and said, you know, the craziest thing is, and that's what I've been yelling. The craziest part is we have $20 3-day trials for people who want to try out the products just to see if you like it. You know, it's, you know, you get a meal plan with it. You get accountability with me. You don't have anything to lose. You can get way more people that way versus saying it's $180 or versus saying it's $200 or versus saying it's $350 or whatever the case may be. It's easier to say it's $20. But guess what happens when somebody tries to shake and they make a shake the right way the first time? Oh, hell no. I need this. It tastes good? Cookies and cream is what? There's total control. I don't know what's in it, but it got me fired up. I need this. You got somebody hooked off of $20. So what we need to do is change our focus as saying we don't want to get somebody down to a fit club. We want to get somebody a wellness evaluation. You can have a 3-day trial in your car. I know most people out here keep them in their trunks. 3-day trial in the trunk. They're at the gym. They're at the gas station. They're out to eat. Oh, I got a 3-day trial right in the car. I got my scale right in the trunk. We can get your numbers right now. I know some people are doing that. You don't got to have no nice old Holly Ellis, Tanita, Iron Man, $9 million scale, you know, which is cool if you can do that. But literally before I got my nice scale, I had a little $22 Target scale, and I'm like, here, boom, find some flat ground, step on it here, boom, 3-day trial. Here's the insert that tells you exactly what you do with the 3-day trial. Use it. I'll talk to you tomorrow after you had your first shake. Tell me how you like it. You got somebody started just like that versus having to wait for payday, and then they change their mind because they done throughout the week they done decided they was gonna spend their money on something else. This is the success rate is a lot higher, and you're able to build depth. I don't know how many times we got to talk about this, but building depth is going to change your entire business. If you want to know how I do 5,000 volume points for 2 years straight, it's because I have depth. It's been a little bit of work, and this is going to make the business a whole lot easier for me because now I get, not only am I speaking the same language as you all, but my clients are saying, yeah, it's only $20 to start. Cool. You want to know, Crystal McKinley, I know you guys see that their volume is like 10,000 volume points now every month, all of a sudden. And it ain't because they decided to get people on more nutrition plans. It's because they're only running 3-day trials. And they have one girl who's already referred 17 people. So one girl has a consumer group of 20 within their consumer group of 20, if you understand that. In their consumer group, she has a cluster by herself of 20 people. And they're all just because they said 3-day trials, 3-day trials, $20, $20, $20. So what he told us was there's 3-day trial training on myherbalife.com. I actually watched one of the videos. I'm planning on watching all of the 3-day trial trainings just so I get all of the language correct. And this is how we teach our consumer group of 20. This is the key. We all are good at what we do. But how can we teach somebody to get a consumer group of 20? How many people have somebody in their downline that has a consumer group of 20? Probably nobody. That's the thing. The reason why my business is how my business is because I have, at all times, I have like 6 or 7 of you all that have a consumer group of 20. You know, we have, Rachel, and then we have Orlando, and then we have Adrian, and we have all these people. I have all these people in my front line who are building consumer group of 20. So volume is just coming very easily. But now what has to happen is they have to get people to get consumer group of 20. Jermaine has to get a consumer group of 20. Jay has to get a consumer group of 20. We have to start building, not just relying on us to do all the volume. If you're relying on, hey, I'm ending the month at 2,500 volume points, and I did 1,900 personally purchased volume points, you're not growing a business. The cutoff for me, from what I've seen, is 50%. If I'm at 2,500 personally purchased volume points, my volume should be at 5K. I shouldn't be accountable for 90% of my business as far as volume goes because we're in the business of duplication. If you aren't duplicating the business the easiest way possible, people are going to run away. So, this is how the situation needs to work. We get these people out on 3-day trials, and we give people, once you get them signed up on full plans, we have a few different options. And I have a picture that I can share too in the group, but it's basically 3 options that you give people once they decide to get on their full plan. Is that you can stay in the referral program, where you're referring people to me, and you're able to still, save $5 on your plan, the next month. I mean, however many people you refer to me, and we can just keep on doing that, the referral program. Or you can become an ambassador, so you can refer people that start a full plan, and then I'll be able to sign you up as a ambassador, and and we'll be able to actually teach you how to make a little bit of money. Active member. This is the thing. Active members are going to trainings. Active members are getting on the calls. Active members are people who are studying the marketing plan and moving up the marketing plan. If you have somebody signed up and they aren't going to trainings, if you have somebody signed up and they're not consistently signing members up and they're not consistently bringing in clients, you don't have an active member. You have an ambassador, or you have what we call maybe a valued member, but you're not an active member until you actually commit to going to trainings. You commit to, the things that active members commit to. So we have to have a little bit of posture as far as our language with what we are calling ourselves. So, that's pretty much at the point of sale. So, hey, congratulations on you getting you're starting your full nutrition plan. Here's a few options that we have for the future. We have the option for you to just continue with the referral program, tell people about the 3-day trials, cool. Or we have an option for you to, sign up to get this 25% off, and, by advancing your referral program. Or we have the active member option, which you can actually take your discount from 25% to 50% if you like, and you can actually do what I do as far as the business goes. But we'll talk about all of that. But you want to give them the option right up front. So for me, that is the idea I have, and this is the last couple of things that I'll really say. That's the idea that I have for us as an organization to grow. It's for us to do the same thing. Some people are like, I'm not going to do 3-day trials. Some people are like, consumer group of 20, whatever. I got a good thing going. I know how to get clients. Cool. That's amazing that you know how to get clients. But numbers don't lie, and your people aren't learning how to get clients. Facts are facts, and numbers are what they are. You have to get people to get clients, because they can get people that bring you clients. You know what makes an organization pop, and you know what makes your organization grow and go from world team to active world team to get team to press team. You know what that is? It's building a strong front line with structure. Because guess what happens? They build a front line with structure. And that doubles your business because you have twice as many people. But guess what happens in that second line? Now they build a front line with structure. Now your business has gone just like this. It's getting wider and wider and wider. But it starts with you and your front line, everybody doing the same thing on the same pace. Everybody. For me, I'm reconstructing my business because what I heard from them is we're on the brink of the next big wave. We're all going to be wanting to speak the same language. We're all going to be wanting to be advancing together. I know some of y'all were loving it when especially the first wave, when it was like, Rhonda, Adrian, Orlando, Will, and Brittany were all moving at the same time. It looked like they were about to just bloop, 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 right to tab team. But then that disconnect happened. And it happened because we started doing our own thing. We don't talk to each other enough. We all have our own packages, our own group messages, and all these things. We're not doing stuff together. And numbers don't lie. I'm looking at the volume now. It's the 21st. And we have 3 people over 2,500 volume points out of 50 supervisors. You know what I call that? I call that a problem for growth. Now, I never take anything away from somebody doing 1,000 volume points or 500 volume points or whatever the case may be. But if you want to grow, if you're talking about growth, 2,500 volume points should be a slap in the face. Easy. Got it. No problem. I'm trying to get 5K every month. And how you do it? Teach people the same thing that you're teaching everybody. How easy does it not make sense to teach everybody the same thing? That's like going to school and learning a course and everybody learning math the different way. You have 50,000 ways to do 5 plus 5 versus only one way. For me, I don't even know. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like that makes the most sense for everybody to buy into the concept of, and the reason that I'm buying into it is because somebody who I want to be in their position bought into it, and it's working. And I'm looking at all these people who are buying into it, and it was the 15th of the month when we had this meeting, and it was 3 people in the room who already had a consumer group of 20 based off of 3-day trials. And I'm looking at my consumer group. I'm like, damn, I got 9 people. I may have 2,500 volume points, but I only got 9 people. That's not enough. So, and I remember listening to a video a long time ago, and it's to be successful, you have to be willing to go with the trends. You have to be willing to do what's popular. And the reason is because if you're involved in what people are actually putting their time and money into, you become a part of success. You cannot be, this is not the business to be a rebellion. I'm telling you right now, this is not the rebellious business. Ask Mr. Chad, the pro lover. Ask all these people who were popping a year and a half ago, and now they're not even in the business no more, or they're in the business and they're not even moving. The movers are people who show up to the meeting every month, no matter what. The movers are people who are doing contribution. How many people who have a local STS are a part of the production team, or have even asked about being part of production? That's a part of contribution. That's part of next level contribution. Shit, I'm on the production committee for the biggest STS in North America. I'm cool with it because I need my team to see me doing everything possible. I need you all to never see me taking time. I was sick and I was still poop, poop, poop. Rachel said, get off, go rest. No, I gotta, no. I still got some thoughts going on in my mind. I gotta get it out. But it's because I'm so on this path to I'm going to succeed no matter what, that it's hard for me to take days off. And I realize when people say, well, whatever you're doing right now, whatever job you have right now, aside from Herbalife, look at the possibilities at the end of the road. And what are they versus the possibilities at the end of this road? We see the possibilities. I see Super Mario. I see Garen Jones. I see Enrique Carrillo. I see all these people, and I'm like, if I just continuously do what I'm doing, life is going to get better. I'm telling you, a lot of us are living behind false. Well, how do I want to put this? I think we're living behind a lot of verbal commitment versus actual physical commitment. And I say that because whenever I post top volume, or whenever somebody hits a cut, or whenever something's posted in the group, it's kind of like the energy feels like we're just saying something to get past it. Let's go, y'all. I don't, what? Do you even mean that, or are you just saying that you want your name to be there as a comment? Or do you really believe that this can change your entire life? And I thought it was so weird, but so organic that Super had that conversation. I don't even know if y'all saw the post of the video that I took, but sometimes he does stuff like that, and it just makes sense to me. Only 1% of people in the entire world actually believe that they can be on top. And it's so true, because everything you hear is 1%, right? The president's team members in Herbalife, top 1% of the company. Shoot. The richest people in the world, Forbes magazine, is the top 1% of the world. Shoot. I was playing basketball. They told me, 1 to 3% of people who play basketball are going to make it to college, and 1% are going to make it to the NBA off of that. Shoot. I got to be a part of the 1%. But how many people actually believe that they are good enough and that they can work hard enough to be a part of the 1%? So many people are caught up in just like they're being comfortable. And my comfort zone, they never got me success. My comfort zone got me right where everybody else is. But for me, it's like a mentality shift that you must have. It's not a game. It's not like we're in something that's going to just go away tomorrow. This company is older than all of us. And it's seen countless amounts of lives change. But why can't you be the next one? I personally feel like it should never be days that we take off from having some sort of communication with each other. I feel like we all need to build relationships within each other. And I damn sure feel like there shouldn't be no grudges, or there shouldn't be any problems or issues with anybody within our organization. For me, that takes personal growth. We should all be able to talk to each other, get ideas, pick each other's brains, be able to feel comfortable around each other. Because each and every person has different qualities. Like we know, like let's just say, for instance, Adrian Sanchez. He's, we all know he's a great motivator, and, he's a great inspiration, and, that's what's good. That's what he does well. But what he needs to learn is some structure. Well, Rhonda Hosey is good at structure. But then maybe she needs inspiration and motivation. So, wow, those come together, and guess what happens? Because we're together. Maybe somebody like a Holly Ellis who's so organized, but lacks the motivation to go out and do something. Then you have somebody else, maybe like a Jermaine, who's, I'm going to go talk to everybody on the beach. And they just come together with ideas. And now all of a sudden you're growing together. Versus you just, I'm not good at this. I got to get better one day. Maybe I'll get better at it, whatever. These are the things that we have to think about. We all eat, didn't die, in case y'all forgot. We are the originators of that, but we have to get back to that mentality. So for me, personally, to you, I feel like this, no matter what, 3-day trial method, I'm cutting people off. You're not getting no plan. You got to prove to me. You have to prove to me that you're going to be a good enough client. And we don't even have to now. The beautiful thing is we don't even have to worry about if you don't have the money for buy the 10 packs. Cool. We ship individuals now. So there's no excuse to not use 3-day trials. Herbalife said, listen, Herbalife knows. They listen to the people. They know that we need that. Everybody can't afford to start off buying 10 3-day trial packs. Cool. Just get one. And I'm telling y'all, even if it's just me, everybody I'm bringing into the business and my front line, like Mariah and DeAndre and all the people coming along, we're going to do it this way. This is the way that we're going to do business, and this is the way that we're going to grow. And it's up to other people to adapt and adopt the opportunity for us to, because we have the people to be millionaire team right now. We do. But we don't have the people with enough depth. So we have just 10 minutes left in the call. So what I wanted to do right now is see if anybody had any questions or comments or anything that they don't understand or anything that they want to say, or whether they like the idea, they don't like the idea, whatever it is. But I want to give the opportunity right now for anybody who had anything to say about it to unmute themselves. And boop, 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 boop.
Yes, Steven. Oh, sorry, Mama, go ahead. Go ahead, Ricky. Oh, that's Holly.
That's Holly.
Sorry, Daisy. Two things really quick. I know we don't have a lot of time. I wanted to comment something that I experienced and then something that someone else did. So, Gabriellas Story, she's Get Team, and if anyone's talked to her before, she'll tell you that she hit Get Team about a year ago, and she doesn't, or a little over a year ago, and she doesn't even remember how she did it. She said it just kind of happened. But she shared with me that since she hit Get Team, she's never hit a Get Cut before or afterwards. And then she moved from North Hollywood here to Houston, and she never used 3-day trial packs before. And then a little bit after she got here, she just decided to start using them. I remember when I came out here to visit and I saw her in December, she had a whole box of 3-day trial packs, and she asked me if I wanted them. She's like, I don't like those. I don't want them. I don't know why I got them. And then all of a sudden something clicked earlier this year, and she decided, I think I want to start using them. And for the first time since she hit Get, she hit Get Cuts again. And within just a few months, or I think maybe like a month and a half, 2 months after starting to use 3-day trial packs, she hit Active World Team for the first time ever. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then I got my first client out here in Houston, and she was super excited. Her first week, she got the most insane results. She lost like 7 pounds, dropped 4% body fat, gained 4 pounds of lean muscle. Her metabolic age went down 10 years. This is like 1 week. She was so excited. She told everybody at work, told her whole family, and her husband even told me, she can't stop talking about you. She's telling everyone about it. And then when I talked to her, she said that she told everybody about what she was doing and she wanted them to do it too. But as soon as she told them how much she paid, because she got a full plan, they said no. And at the time, I've never used trial packs and I've never liked them. So when she told me that, I didn't think to myself, oh, let me suggest 3-day trial packs. I just thought to myself, oh, wait till they see her getting even more dope results, and then they might change their mind. So now I'm thinking if I had started her with the trial pack and then even told her about trial packs, I probably would have hit my first cut of Active Supervisor the first week of this month, because she would have told them about that option, and I probably would have gotten like 10, 15 clients. But I didn't tell her, and I didn't start her with one. So now she's telling everybody about her plan, which is $250 instead of trial packs. So I've never used them before, but I'm going to start using them now. So thanks, Steve.
Ooh, got him. I think somebody else had something. I think it was Rhonda.
Just want to share that we're currently doing a 21-day challenge. But with the 21-day challenge, we're giving everyone a 3-day trial pack, and then we're putting them all in one group. And since we've released it, I think we have about 12 people who are in the group right now. They're kind of talking to each other, and they're sharing their first 3 days. And some of them have chosen to do the 6-day breakfast challenge. So just kind of whenever you do the wellness evaluation, you're able to find out what they're looking to do. And it's working pretty well so far. This is only probably like our 2nd day. But we'll keep you guys up to date to see what everyone's saying. But it's worked out well. People don't find the $20, too expensive. We do the $5 extra we have to ship because it does come out a little bit more. It's $7.50 to ship online. So you can charge $20 if they're local, $25 if they're distant. Put them in a group, and that makes it a little easier on you as a coach, so everybody can kind of talk to each other. And then kind of going from there. People like the word challenge. It just kind of does something to them. So maybe just doing a little challenge, even if you say, do you have any friends who want to join the challenge with you, and let them bring their own people to the group, and maybe you can just do it like based on them and their friends. That may be something that works as well.
Cool. And what I want to say about the pricing, we need $20 no matter what. No matter what, we rocking with $20. And me, I'm doing $20 and I'm adding a checker cup to their order. It's not about me making a profit on a 3-day trial. I'll take a hit for $2 and $3. That's cool. That's no problem. What I want them to know is they're about to get the best customer service, because I don't want them to say, well, I heard 3-day trials for 20 bucks. Like, he's trying to charge me $25. He's trying to, people with $5 is a big deal to some people. So we definitely want to be consistent as far as pricing goes, just for the simple fact of $3 or $4 is not going to really hurt us, especially being that we're at 50%. And I believe the trial are like $12.90 or something like that. And then with the shipping and all of that, it comes out to whatever it comes out to. But if we have to take a hit for, $3, $4, it's well worth it, because when they order their plan, you're going to get the profit anyways right back. So that's just my suggestion, to keep everything one way, and that's about it. Anybody else? I think somebody got their hand up.
Yeah, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to see what's the verbiage for these three-day trial pack, because I at the same time I'm a little bit hesitant for the simple fact that I don't want them, like, if it's a client that's just being cheap for the sake of trying to get good results to be cheap, then I'd rather not have them as a client than just giving them a 3-day trial pack to bail them out. So what's the best way you would put these 3-day trial packs out to new clients?
Well, guess what? The thing is, they're not going to know what the full price of a plan is until they start the 3-day trial anyway. So then you don't even know if they're cheap. The thing is, listen, I'm not going to say, I'm not using a 3-day trial as a fallback. I'm using it as a lead-in. That's different. I'm not going to say the plan is $20. Well, you can't afford it. Well, we got these 3-day trial packs. That makes me seem like a hustler and a nickel and dimer, and I don't want to come off that way to anybody. I want to start the same way. Cool. I'm glad that you're interested in a full plan. What I start off all my clients are on is a $20 3-day trial. That way we can see what kind of client you're going to be and all of that. Then once they do their 3-day trial plan, then you talk about how much the full plan is. Then you find out, what kind of client that they are. Or even after the first day, after they already know what they're going to feel like and they know what shakes and stuff tastes like, then you say, just to let you know, at the end of your 3rd day, we can talk about you getting on a full plan, and we can have it. I really would like for us to have one plan. And what I mean by one plan is, if we have somebody that starts a 3-day trial, have them transition into one plan. If you get somebody who happens to not get on a 3-day trial because they just are hell bent against it and they want to get their full plan, you guys can do whatever you do as coaches, to get them on whatever plan that you see fit. But I feel like if we need to have the same lingo and the same transition, 3-day trial to one plan. Out here, they got the 175 plan. They don't even do TNLO anymore because the 3-day trial comes with total control. So they do shake, PDM, total control. And, and then for me, I'm like, that kind of makes sense, because you don't really have to really coach them. You just say, do exactly what you were doing on your 3-day trial. And that's just as simple as this stuff get. But you're not going to have a client who's trying to be cheap because they don't even know nothing but $20. So that alleviates all of that from the jump.
Appreciate it.
For sure. Go ahead. Anybody, you can just go ahead.
Hey, Steven, how would you respond to somebody who finishes their 3-day trial pack and still doesn't want to get a full plan and asks for a second 3-day trial pack?
We're not going to do second. That's the nickel and dime. That's the people who are trying to be cheap by 3-day trial and it the whole way. We're not going to do that. You have to have enough posture amongst yourself to say, hey, we're going to do a 3-day trial package. It's only for the first time. Then we're going to do this plan. This way, you can alleviate headaches on yourself from having somebody who isn't going to be a real client anyways. So they can be somebody who, in the past, who were hella hard to follow up with because they never responded or they didn't reorder. We got headaches from stuff like that before. But guess what? You alleviated by this. By doing a 3-day trial, you alleviated all of that. So is Callie on the call? Because she's commenting in this.
Like, if they were to ask you why can't I have another one? What would you say?
Because the 3-day trial, like we have to have enough gumption about ourselves to just not even really have them questioning us. We have to say, you're going to do a 3-day trial plan, and then you're going to move into a full plan. That's just the way we do it. You know, we're not going to have you. It's a trial. You've already tried it. You can't go to like a gym and have a second 3-day pass. We have to have enough gumption to say, hey, you did your 3-day trial. That's it. You tried it. You want to do a full plan or not? And, you know, some people might try to hit you over the head with, I don't know, I need another 3 days to decide. Nah, I mean, you run another 3 days. You got this full plan for whatever we're going to do, and that be that. I think we have like a lot more questions, I think. I know Callie over there asking questions in her group. You want to unmute yourself to ask all these questions, Callie, if you can?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So is that universal plan that we're starting to use for everyone, is that the photo of those 4 plans?
No, I had that before. So what I want to do is I want us to have not 4 options, but 1 option.
Okay.
And I want us to agree on 1 option. Now, what they do is at Redondo Sports Nutrition, which is Jerry Graham, president's team, which is Mark and Joe Addy, chief executive, 30K press team. Those people, 20K, I'm sorry. What those people do, they have a 175 plan. And what that is Formula One, it's PDM, and it's total control. And the reason they do that is so the transition is seamless. You're getting the same 3 things that came in your 3-day trial package. And that way you don't have to reteach them how to take the products because they already took it for 3 days. So you just tell them to continuously doing what they were already doing. I don't know if that's something that we want to adopt, but for me, I mean, I'm kind of going to put together, I'm going to see how much the 2 Formula Ones, the big PDM and total control, I'm going to see exactly how much that is. And or I might just do, I'm going to play with some plans, and I might even get with Rhonda to put together some pictures. But if anybody has any, I guess, feels some kind of way about it, it would be cool that we talked about it. But I feel like that's part that as far as the 3-day trial transition goes, like I was saying before, if you don't get somebody on 3-day trial and they want to do a different plan, that's cool. But I think the transition from a 3-day trial to a plan needs to be the same thing for everybody. And it only makes sense because guess what? When you have somebody come into the business, that's all they know is 1 plan. Guess how easy that is to duplicate? $20, 1 plan. $20, 1 plan. So that's my idea as far as that goes. And we can kind of talk about that too if need be. Let me stop this recording.